Poe Dameron Annual Issue 2 sees Poe attend a briefing from General Organa, who says the Resistance needs credits. Poe wants to help, but the mission she has for Poe is a bit different than what he was thinking. She says 3PO has a plan, and thanks to his network of spy droids, he has learned of a deal the First Order is orchestrating with a Kudon trader for a data archive from before the rise of the Empire. The First Order want it because it may contain ancient designs for a super weapon, and the box itself is made of precious metals, enough to buy a whole planetoid. 3PO says that Black Squadron could intercept the data archive by disguising themselves as smugglers. Poe is impressed that the droid actually came up with a heist, but the droid says that such illegal activities are beyond him. 3PO says that the plan is just an efficient way to recover illicit goods from a known criminal. At the Floozy clan shipyard, Han Solo and Chewbacca steal a First Order shuttle from the gang, heading to meet with the Kudon seller Nutiv by posing as the First Order. Han reassures Chewie that their plan will work and they can pay off some of their debts with the money from the box. At the Resistance base, Poe shows Black Squadron the beat up fighters they'll be using to make a deal in. Care begins to question Poe's plan and just questions the ships they are using, but Poe says that it's not about the ships, but the pilots that make Black Squadron up. Years before, Poe flies back to base with his friend Lulo, and they talk about the first people who reached the stars and what it would be like to explore the unknown regions, but Lulo says they don't get to choose what the galaxy needs pilots for. In the present, Poe leads his group of beat up fighters to the cellar. On Nutiv's cruiser, Han, disguised as a First Order officer, meets with the seller and her men, but soon she questions why the First Order would work with a slicer like Finwë, the person who gave Han the contact codes. Chewie attacks the guards and covers Han as he escapes back to the shuttle. Poe and his team arrive at the cruiser and attack it, knocking out its power with their ion cannons. Han thinks it might be the Floozy clan after him, and it's turned his trade into a race against time. Poe's squad is attacked by the cruiser's complement of fighters, which the squad hold off as Poe lands inside the cruiser. Inside, Poe and BB-8 are confronted by Nutiv, who wants to know if he is with whomever is disguised as the First Order. BB-8 stuns the criminal and the duo race to find the archive. Han and Chewie meanwhile find the container, and upon viewing its contents, Han realizes that it's the Resistance that's attacking the cruiser. As Poe nears them, Han decides to hide from Poe and clear him a path, doing it quietly with Chewie. Poe eventually finds the container just waiting for him, with no sign of anyone around thanks to Han and Chewie quietly taking out the guards. Poe races back to his ship with the container in hand, and Han and Chewie meanwhile blast their way to their shuttle, taking off and aiding Black Squadron in destroying the cruiser's fighters and letting the Resistance fighters escape. Back on Dakar, Poe gives Leia the box. Learning, Poe ran into someone who was looking out for him, but he didn't know who it was. Opening the box, Leia is surprised to find the archive of the Great Library of Alderaan, or what was left of it. She tells Poe that when she was younger, her father Bail Organa would take her to the library as much as he could. She also says the data archive was smuggled off of world when the Imperials came and set up camp on the planet. Poe wonders if she knew the contents of the box the whole time, and Leia said that she wasn't too sure. Poe asks why she would think about selling something like this since it's part of her home, but Leia says her home is gone and the data can be copied, while the physical archive will be worth a lot to collectors. Leia says that she can think of no better way to honor her home's memory than to have it be sold and the credits used to fight the same evil that destroyed it. Poe leaves, telling 3PO his plan works somewhat and he might have a future in scheming. Droid doesn't want to take the compliment, but Leia says that he really should. Poe Dameron Annual Issue 2 was a fun little side adventure for Poe and Black Squadron that filled in some small parts of the new Star Wars lore and included some really great pulls from the larger canon of re-established stuff. I love the little parts of Han helping out Leia's Resistance once he knew what was in the container he planned to steal, showing, even though he did kind of run off and abandon her, he still does care for Leia and her cause. I really hope that when this series finishes up on its 31st issue, we get more stories like this down the line, with Black Squadron or Poe himself just going on little missions for Leia or whoever else is in charge at the time. And I really like these self-contained stories, and I think they're fantastic for growing the canon and the characters. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my newest video. If you enjoyed it, you might also like to check out my other reviews here on my channel. You can also follow me on various social media platforms like Twitter by searching Matt_FOS, or even join the Comic Multiverse Discord server and chat with other comic book fans, including myself and Joel from Cape Joel. Want cheap comics and trades? Head over to the Book Depository with the link in the description to get the cheapest trades and comics around, along with free shipping anywhere in the world. Until next time, this has been Matt of the Fortress of Solitude. Thank you so much for watching.